to describe it. It's electric, can you feel it? You got the only touch that takes me high.
What's up, Timmy Turners? It's your boy Black Timmy. In today's video, we are going to be reacting by Alba and Preach. This is my husband, 500-pound body, fat influencer, glorifying obesity. So, of course, I'm going to say my final thought at the end of the video.
Are you comfortable about his current, or are you concerned about it?
I'm concerned not so much about his weight, but more about his well-being.
I don't know about you guys, how many people over the age of 60 do you know that are 400 pounds? Listen, giving humans maximum freedoms sounds like a great idea until you realize that not all choices are created equal, one, and two, not everything that you can engage in is just born from free choice. The addictive properties of some of these things is crazy.
Recently, I lost a friend to cancer.
Damning figures today revealed that obesity costs British taxpayers almost £40 billion a year. Obese patients cost the British health service twice as much as those of a healthy weight. But the body positivity movement preaches that fat is now fabulous, and those craze is fatfluencers who rake in cash by boasting about, well, being fat.
What I eat today is a fat let's go. I don't know how many times I have to tell you this. I'm going to start my morning off with a Starbucks iced coffee. I have a Matthews, and then it has a few mouthfuls of this cake.
Listen, here's my thing. It's okay to eat recklessly. I mean, it happens to everybody, me included. But at some point, it's like you have to watch out of the stuff that you eat, and especially drink. So, like, whenever I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, even though I barely be on Instagram, I don't even be on TikTok. But if I do, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to see that on my page, on my For You page, because I don't look at shit like that.
That's what people are watching, apparently. Well, two
Right.
teams like my next guest are putting the pound in excess pounds. What?
That's not healthy. I'm sorry.
Just $89.99. Do you like sweets?
This is not
Well,
healthy.
You can get 2 kilos of sweets for £10.
Promoting obesity.
No, I'm promoting a good deal. $25.99 for 63 rolls of toilet paper and donut maker from Tower. All of these products have 2-year warranty, a candy floss maker, and a chocolate fountain. Okay, so I'm joined by
This is
TikTok
right.
star
This is
George
ridiculous.
Clooney, you just saw there, and Sparkins. Before we even do this shit.
I mean, it's okay to put like a little bit extra weight on yourself, but like when it comes to like over the top and it becomes out of hand, that's when you gotta address the issue. And it's like, okay, now you just
September, October. So this is like pandemic, about like 90 months in, full lockdowns. We inside. We don't have a choice. They put curfews, they put in a bunch of shit. They shut down every social activity known to man. This motherfucker didn't leave his house for like a month at one point. It was Christmas week. I'll be honest with you, man, that was probably my most unhealthy, inactive, pitiful period of my life. Physically, I was at my worst. You know, since then, I probably dropped like 35 or 40 pounds.
yeah. At the pandemic, I be hearing a lot of people be gaining weight, but me, I was pretty much the same.
Both physically and mentally. Okay. When I see this kind of stuff, as an individual, you have every right to make whatever choice you make. When you go online, you promote these things.
That's when it becomes dangerous.
And I'm not promoting this. Right? This is going to be the one time I'm doing this for a special occasion. But outside of that, I would never tell people to go smoke this on a regular basis. When I tell you where you get good bargains or all this other stuff, I tell you to be very responsible.
Yes.
I don't look at these people and get angry. I just get sad for them.
Same.
These are individuals who are eating at their lifespan because of chemically addictive products that they choose, absolutely, but also that we as a society encourage and market to them in some of the most unethical ways. Are they complicit? Absolutely. But they're also victims, which is a weird thing to say. You can be a perpetrator and the victim of something.
Absolutely.
Their bodies become a fucking prison. Like, it's not fun when your knees hurt. It's not fun when you want to take shit and you can barely wipe. It's not fun when you try to get out of a car and you struggle. None of that shit is fun.
It's not fun when you're trying to barely walk up the stairs.
Return, you gonna wish you could take back all them sweets that you ate. I don't know, when I see this kind of stuff, I look at it from the side and I think, it's sad that we're gonna lose all these people who could otherwise be productive, who could be there for their family members, who could be leaders, who could be contributors, who could be a lot of things for the communities, and we lose them. But even from the individual perspective, I think they also grow sad knowing that they can't be there for the people around them, or for themselves also. And I hope that you guys come back from this. I pray that you do. But also, you also have to think, is it okay for a society that bans marijuana but allows these kinds of products to be freely available
Exactly.
at any time that are almost way more destructive and highly addictive? I think our society is incredibly complicit in allowing for these things to be propagated when they prohibit other things that are less worse or less bad than this.
I'm right here smoking a cigar. Is it healthy? Not if I do it every day. It's not healthy. It's not.
It's not.
It's not healthy. I know it's not healthy. For example, F1. The F1 is not able anymore because I remember the days when cars were promoted.
That's sponsor right there, just for right quick. Just like Bree said, like, isn't healthy for weed? No, but it can be that much. It cannot be that much damaging if you like use it at a regular, not on a regular basis, but if you use it wisely. That's
By tobacco companies, Tumorier, Marlboro, they were on cars. Not anymore. We don't promote. We don't do any advertisement like that. And magazines, you would look at magazine. You see cool packets of cigarettes, a Marlboro with a Marlboro cowboy, and all these. You're not doing that. You don't promote it. I eat sweets. I do. I eat candy. I do. But I know I don't. I have to do it all the time because it's going to be very bad for me. And this is coming out from a motherfucker that has high blood pressure and is at risk of diabetes. So,
the same thing with me. Like I love sweets, kind of like everybody else. But there was this one time that I love chocolate. Like, I'm obsessive with chocolate still to this day. But there was this one time that I was eating too much of that and I had to cut back off that shit. So I can get what Bree's saying.
so eat sweets.
It's like you can eat sweets, the same thing with food. Like, you can eat recklessly, like I said before, you can eat recklessly. But it's like you have to like be safe of your health. You can't eat recklessly like every single day, like all the time. There's gonna be some point that you have to eat healthy and drink healthy.
But I watch out for it. And I gotta provide for the people around me. So even with this cigar in my hand, it's not something that I'm gonna.
Oh, there's an ad, y'all.
I need to find the best way to learn math and science. It's brilliant, that work.
It's not something that I'm gonna do every day.
Also, food companies used to pay to be able to claim to our children, even to our adults, for advertising. But these things were good for you.
Yeah, remember back in the days, back when you were watching cartoons, you used to come back home after a hard day at school, and you used to watch a bunch of cartoons. After these messages, we'll be right back. Right? You used to watch that. What was there? Toys and cereals, and they were not Muslix. Nope.
Lucky
It was Captain Crunch, Cocoa
Lucky
Puffs,
Charms,
Choco Chula, whatever the hell the name is.
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruit Loops, c'est bon et c'est bon. Saveur de cerise, orange et citron. That's the French version, because I'm French.
My favorite cereal is Raisin Bran. I love to eat that shit.
I lost a friend to cancer very recently. That's one of my girls. She left. She gone. A baby girl of 1 year old. Nothing we can do about that. Told her. And trust me, in those few weeks that she knew it was about to happen, lot of regrets. And she could talk to me about that shit. There's a lot of regrets. And guess what? There was nothing I could do. And for someone like me that's someone that cares for people and take care of motherfuckers like me, it was very hard. So you could promote all you want, and I understand the body positivity movement, and I at some point for that because I understand why it's there.
I don't support it. I'm sorry. The body positivity movement, I'm gonna discuss that at the end of the video. I'm gonna discuss that at the end.
Do this every day.
I'm sorry. That just couldn't be me.
The rest of it, I'm for body positivity for real.
Because if we're gonna discuss what true body positivity really is, we can get into that.
We're gonna be doing shows all summer. This summer we're doing 3 shows. We're doing Detroit, Pittsburgh, and Washington D.C. But afterwards, we move on to England website. All right, put your name. So, it's gonna be a good time.
This was ABBA.
Look, I'm not gonna talk about numbers because the thing is, when you should. No, the thing is, if I give you the number of how much I weigh, it's going to be all over the Sun, all those trashy newspapers tomorrow morning. I don't need it. Don't need it.
You're on TikTok every day showing us how big you are.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You're proud of it. No. There's a difference. There's proud, and then there's just being positive in my own skin, and that's what I am.
Right.
I'm not proud to be fat.
Would you accept that by medical definition you are morbidly obese?
Look,
Listen, ain't nobody, I don't give a fuck what nobody says, ain't nobody in the fucking world can be that happy and be that positive if you look like this. No tea, no shade. You know what, I'm gonna discuss that at the end.
if that's what medically you want to call it, you call it.
Well, no, you know your weight, I don't.
No. But that's, yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Right, so here's my issue with this body positivity thing. People shouldn't be celebrating being morbidly obese, in my estimation. Because actually, it is a dangerous condition that causes many
Yes,
people
you have some
to die.
people dying because of that
It
shit.
can lead to dangerous issues, which could, diabetes and so on. And
Heart
that is an
disease.
issue, but we don't encourage gaining weight. There's a difference between the videos you just showed.
Body positivity movement, y'all do glorify that.
You're showing people encouraging.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, wow, look at the pizza. Look, it's from Costco. It's
No, you're not. You are glorifying, scoffing.
It's called taking a piss. That's what it is.
Well, maybe.
That's what it is. It's having a laugh and not taking yourself too
Why is
seriously.
it funny?
Because
No,
it is
he's
funny.
not.
But you should be taking yourself seriously.
Exactly.
Even for rappers who glorify all this gun stuff, I think it's terrible. It's not good for youth. We see what happens when these guys play with this stuff and think it's cool. The young people mimic it. When you are somebody on these platforms and you're promoting this stuff, you say, what a good bargain. This and that. And you are promoting it. Maybe you spend as much time talking about the negative sides of yourself, your health, and all that stuff. But when rappers get up here and talk about how cool lean is, I don't think that shit nice. And you got these youngins wanting to be like them. People ingest this stuff all the time and they want to have fun. You are promoting. You are doing something that's bad. But I would say, in all these conversations, I think all the emphasis is always placed on the individual. I also want to talk about how we encourage society systemically to encourage people to make these choices.
I don't think that the government should step in.
Exactly. Just like Abba said, you do have some people that can easily be influenced, especially at a young age. That big guy, he said something about, I'm not doing this for TikTok just to influence positivity that can lead to death. I mean, even if you, which I don't believe, but even if you aren't doing it, you know damn well there's still gonna be some people to influence this and be like, being that size is cool. No.
For the same reason, I don't think the government should step in a lot of stuff, but drugs and stuff like that. But if you are stepping in drugs, and you are stepping in cigarettes, and you are stepping in tobacco, and you are stepping in alcohol, and
That's bad too.
You're not stepping in sweets. That's where I think there's a little.
I'll disagree on this point. You might be an individual, but your negative choices have an impact on all of us.
Yeah.
So when these people are medically obese, they put a huge strain on the medical system. They put a whole huge strain on everybody else around them.
Fair.
Drinking and driving, that is your individual choice. You get on the road, you kill other people.
Fair.
The government steps in. I think it's okay to say, yeah, you are an individual, you get to make your own choices, but your own choices sometimes have an impact on the greater whole. And we have to look at that and say, is this good for society? Is it good that we're fattening up our kids that we set them up for failure for the rest of their lives because we advertise these things and we convince them that they want it. My niece don't even know about refined sugars. She's been eating fruits her whole life, and she loves it. She loves it. She loves it. But if you introduce this shit to them young, you fuck with their taste palates to the point where they don't even want fruits because they're highly addicted already to sugars. Is it okay to make kids suffer that because the parents want to?
And I'm gonna pause it one more last time. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, that's another thing. Like, I kind of feel like there is these parents that have this mindset to where they are like big and they want to project that onto their children, because in the parents' head they're like, oh, since I'm gonna be that big of a size, they gotta be this size too. So I'll be damned if I'm gonna let them be skinny and fit and all that, and I can't. Like, I kind of feel like there are, like, if y'all get what I'm saying, y'all get what I'm saying. I kind of feel like there are some parents who have that type of mindset.
I remember.
Like, you know, we talk about sugars and shit like that. That be fucking kids up every single day. Every day. But if a parent was trying to give their kids alcohol or weed or whatever the fuck it is, everybody all of a sudden got issues because it can fuck with their development. What do you think sugar does?
It's funny. Yeah, funny. Yourself.
I actually don't find it kind of funny. I think that, come on, I actually think it's quite sad.
It's not sad, it's comedy.
Nah, it's just sad, nigga.
Well, you know it is.
It's sad.
You know it is. You know it is, please. I've been an actor for 13 years.
George,
George, damn right I know how this industry works.
George, come on. Let me just go to Blair White in Austin, in Texas. Blair, I do have a problem with this because I think it's celebrating a dangerous health condition. And if you're an influencer, why would you want to influence people to think that that is A, funny, entertaining, and B, something they want to do?
Well, you should have an issue with it. You know, my opinion is that the fat positivity.
It's not an opinion, it's a fact. Like,
you know,
ain't nobody should be.
My life on my own terms, being happy, finding a partner that makes me happy. But you know, life is short, so you have to find happiness. But what cuts it in half is being obese. Your life will literally end halfway of the length that you would live being obese. And so promoting it, you wouldn't be able to be anorexic on TikTok and not get comments about how you need to eat a cheeseburger, how you need to gain weight. And you can write it off as trolls, but it's the truth. You know, I've seen some TikToks made by him where he is addressing people telling him that he needs to lose weight as trolls and sort of making fun of it. And I just wonder, you know, is it really trolls? I mean, certainly there are mean people on the internet, but there is some truth to it. I mean,
there's some
I know
truth
that
to
he's
it.
a father, and the idea that you will, in all likelihood, in all certainty, actually not live past 50, 60 years old is an issue. So
It's the truth. He's trying to laugh it off. It's another ad, y'all. Shit.
I have concluded a very fragile truce with.
For me, you know, okay.
Yeah, I know. I hear you. That's my view. I want to bring in Sienna, your wife. You've been listening to this.
Yeah.
Are you comfortable completely when you see the statistics about obesity in this country, the cost to the NHS, what it costs the country?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable about this?
The way I see it is, firstly, just us personally, we have private healthcare, so the NHS isn't a thing for us. I do understand that it is costing the NHS a lot. I think it's a bigger problem to address, though. I think it's about educating people when they're young to make healthy food choices.
Motherfucker, you're on TikTok. Who do you think is educating young people? Unfortunately, whether we like it or not, social media, especially TikTok, is geared towards young people.
Well, TikTok is, yeah.
You know, you want to say these are laughs or gimmicks. When you're getting sponsored by some of these companies, why do you think they sponsor you? Because they think it's funny? You think they're giving you money?
No, because they know they can be easily influenced.
Pun intended. They're giving you money because they make money. I know I work with advertisers. Best believe they wouldn't give me a fucking dime if it didn't mean sales for themselves. They give you that money and they track that shit because they know there's a return on investment. So all these influencers who are gaining traction, gaining endorsements, the reason why is because they have an influence on these people. That's why I don't advertise products that I think would actually be bad for my audience. I only advertise stuff that I actually like or believe in. If tobacco companies have come to me, I've said no. There's a bunch of different companies that have come to me, I've said no. Because I understand things I influence. I know there's going to be audience members who are going to buy it. You got to own that. You can't sit there and say, no, these are jokes, they're jokes. That's not the truth. People are buying stuff after you say shit. People are taking interest in these sales because you said shit. That's the truth.
I think a lot of the time when
Exactly.
you grow up in poverty, like George and I have, a lot of the time you don't have the healthiest options.
Well, my response to that would be, okay,
Yeah.
you've managed not to
be
up
big like him.
weight-wise. I don't mean to denigrate you, but saying
it's like
No, it's not. What it is, it's no. I believe it's because my parents were like cool hippie vegetarians, whereas George's were not.
Are you comfortable? You've got a son, right? Are you comfortable about his current weight? Do you think when he does this stuff on
Is he
TikTok,
big?
are you really laughing or are you concerned about it?
I'm concerned not so much about his weight, but more about his well-being.
So you care about his well-being, but not his weight? Ain't that basically like the same thing? You care about his well-being, so therefore you have to.
Okay, Chris, I'm gonna go to you. Is that normal?
I don't know if it's normal.
You find out your partner is likely gonna die before they even hit 60, and you're not concerned about their weight.
I don't know if
Exactly.
it's normal, but I know, nigga. I don't know if it's normal, but
I'm not saying
I think it's a no-key thing to be concerned about the weight of your significant other. It's a tough decision to have. It's a tough discussion to have. But I mean, I had it. My girl had it with me. She's like, yo, what we gonna do? We gotta do this. We gotta walk. We gotta do some changes.
if I found out my partner's behavior in their drinking was leading to them dying earlier, of course I'd be worried about their drinking. What? You just sit here watching your partner drink themselves to death and you don't get concerned? Is that not? I feel like I'm living in a twilight zone. You imagine if this man was getting on TikTok, boozing it up, getting wasted on fucking live all the time, laughing about how drunk and lost he is? You think that'd be fun? Listen, it's your relationship at the end of the day. You handle it how you want. But I don't think I can handle my loved ones getting this obese, and I'm just over here saying I'm not concerned. I understand not wanting to condemn. I understand not wanting to insult and shame. But we have to stop doing this weird thing where we're just walking around this shit like it's not a real problem.
Exactly.
The man
Like,
beside you has got to be 400 pounds, and I'm being generous. There's no way he's making it past 60 at that weight.
I mean,
I don't know about you guys. How many people over the age of 60 do you know that are 400 pounds? And I don't like bringing people's kids in this because that's your family. Is that fair to your child to leave them at that age?
no, you speaking
It's a
truth.
problem when you dare. It's a problem when you can't play with them. It's a problem when you can't. It's before death. It's a problem when you can't cater them, run after them, run with them, chill with them, play with them, crouch, lean. You go down on the floor, you can't get up. It's before death.
And you know,
Well, the two go hand in hand.
Sienna, you definitely glorify it, Sienna, and you guys post videos where you're juggling his fat and you talk about how attractive it is. And for me, when
That's
I
what
look
gets
for a
used, isn't
romantic
it?
partner,
We all knows what
I
gets
look for
used.
something that
in
would
a
make me
way-
a better version of myself.
Well, yeah,
not
but
a worse one.
George, the point Blair's making is a sound one. You say it's to get views, we know that,
Yeah, of course.
and you're making money from it.
Of course.
But the question is, there's no incentive for you to actually lose any weight because at that stage,
Well, actually-
your TikTok persona.
Well, no, I
George
just
Nice.
flip
is
the
actually
yeah.
George is actually on a weight loss journey, and I fully support that.
I don't believe
think
him,
it's
I'm
more
sorry.
like having a laugh at yourself, making the best of
You know what
the
made me, you
situation
know what,
you're in.
you put me around to your side, George, if you now flipped with this big audience you've got, rather than gorging yourself every day on pizzas and donuts for
That's not what I do.
but people laughing at you,
But that's
why
not what
don't
I
you
do.
actually go on a fitness regime and show people
It
how
is.
to lose weight?
If people actually knew what I was thinking and what I'm doing, I'm actually going to be doing it as Zenith needles, privately as well before you start. So all of these things, we're paying out of our own money. They don't cost anyone anything. Me
How much are
being
you
this-
making out of the TikTok?
A lot of money.
Like what?
A lot of money, over 100 grand.
Oh, per year?
Over 100 grand a year.
So there's
yeah.
no incentive to lose weight, is there?
No, but
there's a
it
lot of
doesn't
weight
derive
loss
straight from that.
journeys
That's from my sales.
as well.
And that's with the collaborations and the deals
You
that I
don't
have
even want to tell me how much you weigh.
I don't need
because-
to.
Are you ashamed of it?
Nah. Like I said, I don't think I can add too much more to this. I think it's sad. And the reason why I wanted to touch on the systemic thing earlier was people might say, yeah, well, Abby, that's your responsibility in the pandemic. And then you're right, it is my responsibility. But I derive my physical fitness and my health and my well-being from being able to engage in social activities. I bike every day, maybe 2 hours to go dance for 3-4 hours, then I bike back. And I have all these activities throughout the week, socially speaking, that encourage me to get fit by just doing things naturally, right? So when I'm dropping all this weight, it's not just because like I made a conscious choice. It's also because I have the choices and the avenues available to me. The system came in place.
Exactly, so you can do more.
By some people's accounts. We can agree to disagree on some points. Not being able to do shit, not having anything I could do.
That's
that
not
was a
okay.
system
That's
in
not
place
fun,
that
exactly.
basically precluded me from having my ability to stay fit.
That's what I'm saying. You mean to tell me that
I do body weight exercise at home, that's fine. But my biking, my going out to dance all the time, that's what made everything shut off. And then the better food choice that came afterwards. Because the physical made me want to do other things properly. And that's the way that systemically the society helped me have more options to be more free. If I lived in a city that didn't allow for biking and I could only drive, I would probably be someone who struggles. So I need a place that's very pedestrian oriented and I can move. You get me? Why am I saying this? Because in the same way the system helped me now have the options to be able to reach my fitness journey to feel my healthiest, I think the systems can also work on a food level where they encourage people to have better access to good foods. One, two, also say, some of these unhealthy foods, we need to watch the way they're marketed. We need to be careful how they're accessible to kids. We need to also say it may not be okay for parents to be just stuffing their kids with donuts every day, because even though they're the parents, I think they're killing those kids.
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe that's an extreme talking point, and I'm willing to be walked back from this.
No, you're speaking facts. No, I'm with you.
But I think societally wise, I think the way we treat sugar is insane to me. But I think all the time we talk about fatness and we get viral and all this stuff, it's always about the individuals we're complicit in, and that's okay, but we also need to talk about it systemically. I know here in Canada, they banned indoor smoking, they banned labels and advertising for tobacco companies, made people put the labels on it, and you saw cigarette sales plummet.
You don't have
fucking cliff.
You don't have flavor no more.
Yes.
You don't have flavor no more in tobacco, you're not allowed.
And even for the vapes.
The vapes, the vapes, the tobacco, the chewing tobacco,
yes.
The cigars,
yes.
You don't have flavors no more.
And they fell off a fucking cliff in terms of sales. And so our society, in many ways, is better for it. Listen, giving humans maximum freedoms sounds like a great idea until you realize that not all choices are created equal, one, and two, not everything that you can engage in is just born from free choice. The addictive properties of some of these things is crazy. I remember the first time I started weeding off refined sugars. You know what? The first thing that happened? Bro, my memory and the way I think changed completely. There was a fog that I didn't know I was living under for a long time. That shit faded and I was like, holy shit. I remember things. I can think clearly. I can remember what I wrote down this morning without even having to read it. So, what am I saying? These are all things that are not that openly discussed in my personal experience, or if they are, they're not nearly as discussed or really as readily available in terms of like the marketing versus the marketing for how tasty these products are, how much you need to have them. So, I don't want to focus too much on these two influencers because I think people want to just have someone they can point the finger at rather than understanding the bigger discussion is like systemically there's a way in which the society's complicit in making people addicted to these kinds of substances. And I think if we did the same thing for a lot of other drugs, you would see people hooked on them to crazy degrees, but we've banned these drugs because we said that's too far. I'm thinking we need to probably have a better conversation about sugars.
And more.
So I ain't got nothing else to add.
No? Alright.
Well, I do though.
Well, that's it for today's video. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree?
Oh, hell no. Pause it. There you go. Okay, that's it for the video. Well, my final thoughts. Well, I agree everything that Alba and Preach was saying.
So I saw this article came out a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree that everything that Alba and Preach saying. Now, the whole body positivity thing that Priest said something about he supported, I'm sorry, I don't. I just don't. Now, me, it's not like I don't hate fat people because let's get one thing clear. Me, it's okay to like put a little bit weight on your stomach, but when things get out of hand and you keep gaining weight over and over and over and over again, and you become like that 400-500 pound nigga, what we just saw, that's when it become an issue. And it's like in the whole body positivity movement, I kind of feel like it's just glorifying and trying to make people become that size because they depressed and unhappy. Like, I don't give a damn what nobody says. Like, you mean to tell me that a human being that is that overweight can just live life peacefully and unhappy, just like Ella said, struggling to get on the toilet seat, struggling to go upstairs, struggling to like get on a tub, struggling to doing anything. Bitch, I know that fucking shit is depressing. So it's like, yeah, me, the body positivity movement is like, it's really toxic and it's leading people to death. And since we on the topic about bodies and shit, there was this one thing that Adele said that she was doing an interview with Oprah. She said, and I quote, "I am not responsible how they choose to feel about their insecurities about their own body." Because when Adele returned, she put up an Instagram photo of her losing weight, and I think she got a lot of hate for it. And it's like, that just goes to show that some people who saying stuff like that, it's like they're all miserable and they don't want to do the work and all that shit of losing weight. So it's like, But yeah, that's how I feel about this. So I want to know what you guys think about this whole thing, and I will see you guys next time.